In this video, I'm going to share something that I hope will help you cope if your narcissist parent has turned your family against you. I know the pain of the rejection, the frustration and despair when this happens. I have lived through it myself. There is no escaping the emotional pain, even if you didn't have a good relationship with one of those family members already. The injustice of it is painful enough. There is light at the end of this dark tunnel, though. I'm Carol Rathel, and this channel is about healing with self-love, because self-love is the most important thing to do. And self-love is the key to get through this really difficult time. Let's consider a quote we know to put a lighter perspective on this subject. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Most families have some level of conflict, and it is more common than not that resentment between family members can carry on into adulthood. There are very few families that do not have an undercurrent of resentment or lack of forgiveness between the members. In a family ruled by a narcissist, the conflict may be being reinforced or even was started by the narcissist because divide and conquer is their favorite way of ruling their family. Bearing that in mind, when you go no contact or are discarded by your narcissist parent, those family members with whom you already have some disharmony with are going to be targeted by the narcissist the most to ensure you never talk together again. Why? Because you must have become what the narcissist considers a troublemaker to be discarded. Or if you went no contact, then you are dangerous to their rule over the family. They work really fast to turn the members of the family against you and are not above using lies and deceit to do it. You already know this. Their objective is to make sure you cannot influence the family with the truth. But here is something you need to know. You must have developed a sense of self-worth and self-love to stand up for yourself with the narcissist. You made the decision somewhere along the way, whether consciously or subconsciously, that you are a free person and will not be bullied anymore. It takes self-love to stand up and recognize that you are your own ruler and to not bow down to a controlling narcissist. This is something to be celebrated and shows you are well on your way in your recovery journey. You effectively set a boundary that says no more. Please pat yourself on the shoulder, give yourself a hug, and tell yourself, well done. Take some time after this video to really own how far you have come from being a victim to becoming free. Learning to love ourselves is one of the most important lessons we can learn in this life, and is essential for us to have any sense of freedom, life fulfillment, purpose, and joy in life. Without it, we are a pain body going through the motions of living, never really feeling a part of anything. When you are struggling to cope with the reality of having your family members turned against you, remind yourself that you have chosen to treasure your own sanity and health. This is far more important than being accepted by someone who was so ready to believe the worst about you, enough to cut you out of their life. Let's be real here. And know this, those who have been manipulated against you haven't yet chosen to love themselves, to make their own decisions, and are still being controlled by that narcissist. This is sad, truly it is, but it does not mean it will remain this way forever. It might, but the possibility for them to wake up and for healing between you always exists. So don't burn any bridges. When my own son chose to reject me after I went no contact with the family narcissist, I was devastated. Of course I was. However, after I released the pain, after I loved myself back to stability and got used to the new situation, I was able to find the source of strength once again in my own love for myself. I knew that my son was under heavy manipulation and theatrics by the narcissist. I knew that he was at the age when a teenager grows into a man and he must go forth into the world to make his own life. I knew separation from his parents is a natural part of the life stage he is in. I knew he heaped his resentment about tough love decisions I had to make for his greater well-being onto what he was being fed by the narcissist. I knew he must become a free-thinking adult and in his own time break free from the manipulation of the narcissist. So having come to terms with those facts, I was able to find peace. And now I can think about him with love and send him little bubbles of love through the energy matrix that we are all a part of. To do this, I shifted my point of view from my own pain and saw the whole scenario from the bigger picture. This is what I want to share with you today, because as I will show you, it has been the greatest healing of my life. From people who have had near-death experiences, who have died and come back, of which there are thousands, they tell of a common set of experiences while they have been gone from their body. They first cross some sort of veil or go through a tunnel and meet beings on the other side. They learn that how they loved is the most important thing about their life. They understand the circumstances of their life and why it has been what it was to the point they left their bodies. They know that there is no judgment in the realm where they came from. Instead, they experienced a love that changed their lives forever once they came back into their bodies. They also learned that they chose the experiences of their life for a specific reason, to help them grow as a soul. So learning from these people, I lied. We do choose a family. We choose the family and the experiences that will give us the best possible chance to accomplish our goals as a soul. I realize this might be very new to you, and you may not believe that we exist on past death and that we choose our life. But I ask you to have an open mind and then maybe do your own research into near-death experiences if you feel drawn to do so. There is a great channel on YouTube called Anthony Chene Productions. I will put the link in the description below. There are some very heartwarming stories of people's experiences of when they died and came back that might resonate with you. I don't want to force my belief onto you. And if you don't like what I'm sharing, you can stop watching. Please don't leave hateful comments below, especially against other people who place comments. I will delete you and block you from the channel if you do. I know most of you won't, but I have to block some people to protect my wonderful viewers who share about themselves. I've got your back. Right, moving past this. How we love is the most important lesson these people who died and came back shared with us. The love between souls can be so powerful that an agreement can be made that one soul might be a narcissist and the other might be their offspring, so they can learn how to love themselves. or forgiveness, or some other quality that they want to experience. Maybe their goal is to be one who helps others heal from the same wounds they experienced, like I do. I definitely have a feeling of being on mission. However, we don't need to have a near-death experience or believe what someone says to have the realization about our own lives. When you can shift your view to the bigger picture, you may see how perfect your life has been to help you on your own journey. From my own understanding, I saw that not only are souls playing a role for my own growth, but I am playing a role for them and other souls as well. I learned that loving myself and living my truth is the only way I can live my life to find my own sense of joy and purpose. All I need to do is be me and love me as who I am. The absolutely stunning and surprising effect from being able to see the bigger picture and understand that we play roles for each other is that I experienced another massive healing in an instant. Another, because I have them every time I raise my view from my own little world and view the bigger picture. This is possible for you too. If you can lift your viewpoint to the bigger picture and open your mind to seeing that perhaps the things that happen in your life are for a reason that you chose, you can have that instant healing too. And it makes the remainder of my healing journey lighter to have that understanding. And I hope that you have that too. Because when we raise our awareness in that way, we step out of the viewpoint of the wounded inner child and into the viewpoint of the wise soul who understands and treasures the learning from the experience. I believe the healing comes because that understanding helps to lift us out of the pain. It helps us shift into that new understanding and seeing that it's a puzzle that is forming perfectly. We don't have to drop back into the pain again. We only need to imagine that we are viewing the situation from above. William Shakespeare understood this when he said, "All the world's a stage, and we are merely actors that come and leave for a purpose." I'm sure I'm butchering that saying, but he understood that we are playing a role for each other. So to land this plane, I offer you this exercise to get you going. Grab a sheet of paper and in a circle in the middle, write your name. Write the name of the narcissist to the side and the names of the family members who have been turned against you. Using one or two words, list under each person the lesson or gift they might be giving you by their behaviour of being turned against you. It might take a while to figure it out. So the gift might be self-reliance. It could be forgiveness. It could be compassion. It could be being able to be your own source of love for yourself. Allow yourself to notice when you grieve for the loss of the love of that family member. And let yourself grieve, because you must release the pain. And then, when you are ready, look for the lesson or gift of that situation. I trust that you will have an acceleration of your healing, and in the meantime, look to the family that you are forming for yourself. We can choose our family, and those are the friends we have, or the people in our life that love and accept us for who we are, regardless of our faults. There might be only one or two people in your life who fit that description, but allow them to be your new family. Sometimes the family of origin is there for a purpose, and sometimes we need to leave that family in order to move forwards, especially if it's a really toxic situation. There is one last thing I want to share with you about lifting your viewpoint, which is another light at the end of the tunnel. When you have processed the pain and have seen the gift in the situation, let that become the basis for moving forward. Take that attribute on board yourself. So if compassion is the gift, have compassion for yourself first. Have compassion for that family member and any others you can share that quality with. Once you have it fully integrated into yourself, you will find that your life changes for the better. It is because when you take on board the new loving qualities, you are sending a higher vibration into the energy matrix, and you will attract the higher vibration of love towards yourself. It's a universal law. It is what the law of karma is based on. My sister and I were divided and manipulated against each other for most of our life and for many years in adulthood. When we were able to see who was stirring the pot and causing a lot of it, we reconnected after many years of no communication. We were able to bond once again with love. I now live in the apartment below her in her home in a beautiful location, and we have reached a place of mutual respect, mutual compassion, and enjoyment of each other that we never could before. So do not lose hope, but do let go of expectation. Love yourself above everything. And no, I tried it in the past and it will never work with that family member is not a universal truth. Release the pain and love yourself. Lift your viewpoint. Look for the gift and be open to a shift in that relationship. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you found this helpful, which might not happen straight away. I realise that I've introduced a really big concept that some of you might not have ever considered. Until the next video, I am sending you love.